please, when you talk, have somebody that know what's going on with Colorado. Like, have somebody that does some type of research. Just don't get out here and talk, because it now look crazy. Like, we know they just talking, but today they came on and they just topped it off with more talking. But my boy Lewis Riddick, now that boy get on there and he know what be going down. But anybody else seem like they come on the on ESPN and talk about Coach Prime, they just be talking. They just take, hey, what you heard about him? Okay, won 4 games last year. Coach Prime just a bunch of hype. They played North Dakota State. They're gonna lose. Okay, I got that. I'm gonna ride off that. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm good with that. Yeah, good with that. Just as long as you use Deion's name, you're good. Well, people who watch in Colorado, we know what's going on. So it's like, ESPN, why y'all doing that? It make it look bad. Like, they should come and say, hey, let me go tap into Colorado and see who's information. Or let me see who's giving up trash information. That's what ESPN need to do. Because when they talked about him today, so Heather got up there and talked about him today. She was like, somebody asked about what's going to happen in December. What would Deion Sanders look like in December? What would his team look like? She's like, oh, my goodness. I got him for winning 4 games. They're not going to win anything. Like, I got him beating Baylor, Cincinnati, and I got 2 more. I can't even remember what she said. Because it was like, dog. And then, I'm like, man, this lady just talking. I'm like, ESPN. She might do amazing work with y'all with other stuff. But Colorado, she is clueless what's going on. It was so clueless that she said, yeah. And they play North Dakota State tomorrow. And when they play North Dakota State tomorrow, this team has won 9 championships. They're a powerhouse in the FCS. And their team is better than last year. Bro, when she said that, I was like, oh my goodness. She don't know what she talking about. They team lost 4 games last year. Didn't even make it to the championship game. They was close to getting there, but they didn't make it. They was riddled with injuries. Then they done lost star players. Then some of their players done went to the NFL. I'm like, no, they're not better. They don't have the star 2 running backs that they had. They don't got, she said they got a lot of big-time wide receivers. I was like, what? They got 1 wide receiver that's straight. He ain't like, none of our DBs going to be scared of. They're going to be, hey, that's a normal wide receiver. Let's go. I was like, what? I was like, dang, she just talking. Then Lewis Riddick stepped up. Lewis Riddick came in there. Now, he was hitting them. Bop, bop, bop. He hit with real information. He was like, listen, Colorado, yes, they got Shador. They got plenty of skilled players. He said, they skilled players, you could put them up with anybody in the country. You could put their skilled players with anybody in the country. He said, I've been knowing Deion Sanders a long time. I think they say about 40 years. He said, hey, all we need to see from Colorado is, did they get the trenches right? They get the trenches right. Everything else, they going to do what they do. He said, that's what it's all about. Then he said, okay, as far as their recruiting, Coach Prime wants to win now. So, of course, he got to go get transfers. It ain't like he started out at Alabama, Oregon, Georgia, a school that was already stacked, already used to winning. He had to start over from ground zero. Basically, without that 1 win, we basically 0 games they would have won. Coach Prime basically took over a 0-win team because they won early or late and just got tore up the rest of the time. So, of course, you got to flip that team. Then he went on to say, now, hey, Florida State used a lot of transfers. How do I know? I covered the game this weekend. They use a lot of transfers. It's working for Mike Norvell. Transfer portal is not nothing wrong with that. Of course, you're going to use the portal. And you got to at certain times, depending on what you're trying to build. And I was like, now he made 100% sense. She didn't. And it wasn't that she couldn't have found it out. She just didn't bother to find it out. So ESPN, if y'all rocking like that, I get me a nice background. I buy my nice background. You let me and Louis Riddick get on there and talk. ESPN, that's what y'all need to do. Let all the Colorado people that create content for Colorado that's actually watching, let us come on the show and talk about Colorado. And then you can have a Louis Riddick that's big time that know what's going on. You can bring on your Paul Feinbaum, your Heather, and then we can ask them questions. Hey, we won't embarrass them. We will be very respectful on TV because we don't want no issues. But we would ask Heather in a way that would fit the situation. Heather, do you know that they had the top recruiting class? Did you know that? Did you know that they could have won the games that they did lose? 6 to 8 of them were like 3 to 7 points. Do you know the last time? Listen, oh, y'all, I'm glad I just thought about that. Do y'all know, I look at, listen, y'all, when I follow college football, I follow it like a champion. And what I mean by that is, I look at when a coach go take a team, you go look at the last year record. And if the in the ballpark of being good, you could translate that to if the coach know what he doing, they gonna win. Give you a prime example. I went and looked at FAU, the year that Lane Kiffin took over, because I was following Lane Kiffin. I wanted to see what he was gonna do. So I said, let me see what Lane gonna do. He got that job. He got them Florida boys. So I looked at Lane Kiffin's squad, the squad that he took over. That team went 3-9. FAU, the year before Lane Kiffin took the job, went 3-9. I looked at the 9 games they lost, y'all. They barely lost them games. So the games was like 3 to 7 points. The dude who had the job was right there on the cuffs of making FAU something special. He just couldn't figure it out. He just couldn't do it. But he was real close. On them 9 losses, he was real close. Go look it up, y'all. Go look up the year before Lane Kiffin took the job. That guy named, I think his name Charles or Charlie, Charlie something. Charlie P. It's Charlie P. something. Pendrick or something like that. He was 3-9. He was so close. And it shouldn't have been 3-9. It should have been easily 9-3 or 10-2. He was that close. Lane Kiffin came in. Lane Kiffin know how to do that, call them plays. Lane Kiffin brought in, what's my boy name? Kendall Browse. He brought in Kendall Browse. He had that offense booming. All they did was won the games they should have won the year before. That's all they did. Now, you look at this past season that Coach Prime had. If anybody got any sense, you will look at it and say, okay, Coach Prime came in and flipped the roster. How many games did he win? Only 4. Okay, that's cool, that's cool. How many games did he lose? Okay, he lost 8. All right, how close were the games? When you see the games are 3 to 7 points off, you like, oh, what do they need to hit it? So this year, when we hit it, because the O-line and D-line does well, then you know last year was just a coming attraction of what he possibly could have had. So Coach Prime was this close from having a big-time season last year, y'all. Right there. Now, if the O-line and D-line produces, if the O-line keep the sacks down to, let's say, 30 or less, 25 or less, 20 or less, 15 or less, 10 or less, like that, 5. You do that, bro, Shador back there like this. Y'all, I don't know why people don't do research. It's easy to see, like, when Lane Kiffin took off that year, it was easy to see why. I knew why he took off. I saw the record. When Prime take off this year, just know you saw the record. Saw the record. All here, everybody know we got the skills. So I don't get how they could go. I don't care how that lady could go on there and just do that. I'm like, ESPN just letting them run away with it. It's like they get to run away with it. So I was thinking to myself, if ESPN hired me, how would I do it? I could clearly just talk about Coach Prime because that seemed like that what they want to do. They got to throw Coach Prime's name out there. So I could clearly get out there and do that for him. Then I say, but, you know, I can talk about all football because I'm going to watch it all. So I was like, God, dog, I can't believe they just letting people get on and just say whatever. Like, it was, the lady said, she said North Dakota State is like that. Like, I know they got a solid team. I went through their stuff. They straight, but they ain't going to compete with us. They going to try to compete with us. They going to try to stay in the game. But none of they DBs going to hang with our wide receivers. If our O-line handle business, we running through them. If our D-line handle business, we running through them. That's all it is. It's the trenches. Can our trenches outdo their trenches? Skill players, we going to destroy them. Destroy them. Like, I don't even get that. Like, we got 4 wide receivers that's probably going to get most likely go to the NFL. I don't think they got no 4 DBs that's going to the NFL. I know they got 1, but he got injured. The other guys, they could get opportunity, but like ours, we know about to go to the league. I don't get that. I couldn't understand that lady when she was saying all this. Then she said, oh, and they're going to lose to Nebraska too. Because ESPN points, the predictor said they were. And I was like, whoa. ESPN, hire me, man. Like, I want to do my own business, but hire me, subcontract me. Let me get on there. I ride out. Let me hold my channel and tag me on there. Just let me be the Colorado expert for y'all, because when y'all get on there and talk about Colorado, it is trash. Louis Riddick know what he was talking about. Louis Riddick, he did his thing. Louis Riddick gave you the whole lineup. All right, they got skills for days. They when they did the O-line, D-line, they just need to actually win. That's all they got to do. If he would have started out of Alabama, he would have started out of Georgia, started out of Clemson, started out of Oregon, started out of a program that was already in position to take off like a rocket, then it's a different ball game. But we didn't start at ground zero or level zero. We started in the boondocks. And he said, hey, it ain't worried about Colorado being relevant. We know they relevant. Now it's about winning. He said, Coach Prime know that. We all know that. So, yo, with Coach Prime, if the record flipped from 4-8 to 8-4, know that you saw it off of last year. Even though everybody just want to take shots, and they keep taking shots. Tomorrow, we get to do what we do. I know North Dakota State's solid. They going to fight. But they know they can't compete with us. Okay, now, if we would have caught North Dakota State when they was in their heydays, because right now, 22? They let Arizona beat them. Arizona was just starting to turn the corner. Because Coach Jed Fish, I think, got there the year before. And then the next year, they was just barely lost that game. They did barely lose. They barely lost. Now, run that back to this year. Now that year they barely lost to, what's my boy name? Arizona. They went to the chip. This past year, they got beat 4 times. This year, they're starting only 2 guys that played on the line last year. 1 rotated in the playoffs. The other 2 brand new guys. Brand new. Now they defense coming back pretty solid. They coming back pretty solid. They wideouts. You got 1 wideout who did something. You got 1 wideout got to prove himself. We ain't worried about that. So, yo, ESPN tripping. I don't know why they tripping like this. ESPN, y'all got to do better, man. If y'all gonna talk about Coach Prime, at least try to get some facts in it. Louis saved her. Louis saved that whole show on that play. Louis saved that show. But if you want to, just hire Colorado people. You can hire us. Let us keep our channels. Pay us just for the show. You just pay us for the show that we come on. You ain't even got to pay me. Hey, pay us for the show we come on. We'll give you real information. You can put your big boys up there, your Paul Feinbaum that just, hey, what did they do? Oh, he was talking with a reporter. Just say that he shouldn't have done that. Okay, I'm going to ride out. I got you, ESPN. Heather. Yeah? I want you to just get on there and start talking about me. It doesn't even matter. Okay, I'll do that. I got you. Let some real people come on and talk that's going to really give some information that's going to benefit ESPN. versus just trying to dog Coach Prime. But it is what it is. Y'all, it is what it is. I ain't gonna be able to catch all these things. Now, you know what? Let's just ride out. Hey, that's what I had to tell y'all. ESPN just going viral for wrong information. So, but the crazy thing is, everybody feeding off this wrong information, and they like, yeah, Coach Prime is gonna lose. He's gonna get fired. They're trash. Because Paul Feinbaum said, yeah, Paul Feinbaum. Who do you know? Them Colorado people don't know anything. Paul Feinbaum said that. Then you got Heather and her crew. Hey, girl, I seen you on TV yesterday. Yeah. You was talking about Coach Prime. Yeah, he's sorry, isn't he? Yeah, he's so sorry. He's just so sorry. And, yeah, I work for ESPN. So anybody I say is sorry, they're sorry. And especially when we talk about Coach Prime. Did you not see the show me and Paul did the other week? We destroyed Coach Prime. Yeah. Heather, you're right. And we know what we're talking about. They're out there talking about that we don't know what we're talking about. We're on ESPN. They're not. They're just on their cell phones filming. Yeah, they don't know anything. Watch Coach Prime get beat. Bro, that's what it is. ESPN just talking, y'all. So this is what's going to happen. When everybody talking about Coach Prime sorry, tomorrow, when we win, then they're going to say, well, he was supposed to beat them. All right, then Nebraska. You know Nebraska hasn't been anything for years. Okay, after they beat them. Oh, yo, I forgot. She even said Colorado State was going to do us. She was like, ooh, and they're probably going to lose that. But I said, oh, my. I said, well, no. Oh, and she said, yeah. They're probably going to start off 0-2. I said, yeah. Now, of course, anything could happen. But for us to go 0-2, Shador, the O-line, the running backs, the wide receivers, our star lineup would have to just not be in the game for them 2 games. Y'all, ESPN, y'all tripping. Hey, y'all, I'm going to run another one. I'm going to jump off this one. I would try to run through all these messages, but it's a whole lot. So, hey, I'm going to come back on. I'm going to cut this now. We're going to ride out on another one. Y'all, I can't believe ESPN. If you really want somebody to talk the truth, man, holla at me. My name Colin Moore, Life in Football. Just holla at me. I give you the real scoop on them. I tell you what the real games are. That got a chance. Like, it's like, ooh, I don't know now. But come on, man. ESPN, tighten up, man. Y'all can't just have these people getting on here talking nonsense. Now, but Lewis know what he was talking about. Lewis came through with facts. Everybody else just, give me the paper. Oh, Deion Sanders. Oh, if I showed you the paper that they probably look at, all it says Deion Sanders trash talking. Point blank, period. Hey, blessings to y'all. Hey, just jump on the next live. I'm finna put the next live right on up. Let's ride out. I talk to y'all more on that one. Hey, blessings to y'all.